Matt, take it easy.
Okay, we're recording. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen for Tuesday, August 26th, 2024. Time now 7 p.m. Can we begin with the pledge of allegiance? On this side. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thanks to Park and Rec for replacing that flag. For a long time, we had like a 1776 flag there. It was pretty wild. Oh, Eric made it. Good. Any public comments? Seeing none, any correspondence, Mary?
No.
Okay. I would like to add one item to the agenda. Under old business, I'd like to add, or I move we add consideration of appointment to fill a vacancy on the Ethics Commission. Second?
Second.
All in favor, added to the agenda? Say aye. Aye. Okay, added to the agenda. I move that we approve the minutes of the Board of Selectmen regular meeting from July 16th, 2024.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll try your line. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Abstain. You were there?
No, it wasn't.
There you go. COVID. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm glad you're doing that. Okay, motion carries. Yeah, that was awful. Okay, so first government report. I just want to run through a couple of things. Just kind of updating every of some stuff that's going on. First off, we were approached by, or I was approached by the schools to replace the scoreboards at the fields. Originally, what had happened was we were approached and we were asked about they were going to hire a company to go out and raise money, and they would have raised probably about 30% more, so the company could take their cut. That turned into Brad and I speaking about it and trying to find a way maybe that we can raise it on our own. And then probably a day of phone calling, Mark Karen probably raised about $20,000 towards it already. So the goal was going to be just over $46,000, and it's going to replace all the boards. Now, there was a little bit of back and forth because this is not on the school's capital plan. This is something that came from Park and Rec and the athletic department, but they're pushing forward with this fundraiser. So if we do decide to do something from the town side down the road, I just want to make sure we know that it wasn't on their capital plan or like that, but they're going to try to raise money for now. So we'll come back around, maybe the next meeting, the one after, and see where they are. Maybe we can talk about ARPA if you want to put money in. The boards do need to be replaced. They're in pretty rough shape, and we were hoping, they wouldn't fail. So just put it on your radar. That's it. I do have the kind of pictures of the boards and all that, which we put up there. And they're going to get sponsorships and all that. Kind of what everybody knows. There was a lawsuit filed against basically the town of Bethel and I guess for 9 Putnam Park Road. So it's P&Z, town of Bethel, with respect to appealing their decision on 9 Putnam Park Road. So that's ongoing. We don't have, I thought we might have to make a decision, but Chuck Anders can handle that. He's already appointed counsel.
This is where we're going to come to our meeting on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Public utility, so we have a meeting Thursday.
Oh, yes, we do. I didn't ask Laura to come, except we could.
No, I just interested to see what her take on it was.
Yeah.
Just think she's available.
Sure. Okay. So just want to let you know, we have an offer on 19 Trowbridge. So contract's not done yet, so I'm not going to say much else. But I did want to let you guys know that there was an offer made. We're waiting on a contract, so that's good news. We were approached by the Bethel Fire Department. They need to replace their hood for the kitchen area. Fire suppression system. Oh, just the fire suppression. About a $5,800 project. We're planning to do it out of building maintenance instead of like making it a capital project. I did want to let you know that was something that we're working on that we're going to replace. Just made sense to with that. 40 years old.
Approximately 40 years old, and it was bought originally installed by BBFD Inc. There was no town funds used originally.
Okay. And finally, heads up, I'm actually going to work remote next week. So I'm doing meetings, I'm calling people. If anything arises where, you can't find me, then you have the powers under the charter to be acting, Brian.
Right.
If you, otherwise I'll be doing my job. And if I need you for some reason to come, I'll give you a call and we'll set that up. I'm going to try working remote and doing all my meetings next week.
I'll have, Matt be my driver. Promote him. We'll promote him.
Well, was he
You'll be
driver?
promoted to colonel for a week. Full-blood
Did he
colonel.
do this last time?
Yeah, I called him. He didn't show up. I needed a ride.
So
Steve offered me a ride home.
You guys all got drivers?
Can
Yeah.
Next week, we have a swearing in. I CC Jim email today.
Oh,
So if you can't be here,
Yeah.
I just want to let either of you guys know if you want to come in this place
Yeah.
and say something.
what time?
It's the 15th at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
Mary, can you just email me so I?
Perfect.
Thanks.
Let's
See if the
see.
bank will let me know.
That is the last thing I have on my list. Whole business. Okay. I move that we appoint Jeffrey Spies of 4-Star Lane to the vacancy on the Board of Education, which was due to the resignation of Daniel Musto.
Second.
The committee, the Republican Town Committee has met with him, vetted him.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Simple guy. He's an engineer, pretty big, good background.
Kids in Bethel schools.
Kids in Bethel School, very active in Boy Scouts, active in his church. He just seemed like a really squared away. individual,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it's his name Scout. I think it's his Court of Honor, as I recall. Okay.
Very squared away.
Okay. Any discussion on the appointment? Okay, with that, I'll try your minds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And no opposition, motion carries. I move that we appoint Glenn Christie to the vacant seat on the Ethics Commission, which was due to the resignation of Stephen Duchel.
Second.
Glenn Christie, again, these are both Republican seats, so we have to put Republicans in them.
He's a retired colonel, right?
Yeah, retired colonel.
Was he Air Force?
Air Force.
Yeah, colonel. Really
Yeah.
young, squared away guy. Really good guy. Nice guy.
You really couldn't have any better
Yeah, he's really,
person for
really good person.
Thank you, madam. Yeah, I like my, okay. Any further discussion on Colonel Christie? Okay, with that, I'll try your minds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. New business. So let's talk about the 2024 controlled deer hunt. Would you like to go through?
Yeah, I can go through.
presentation, kind of the big picture. I know you did it every year.
Yeah, I inherited this from Ron Maxwell. I volunteered my time for the controlled deer hunt, which we need to send a letter.
By the way, it's, Frank, you want to state your name and address?
Oh, I'm sorry, Frank Chomero,
Yeah.
113 Plum Trees Road. Sorry.
Uh,
Been doing controlled deer hunt for over 40 years. Part of the thing is required to send a letter to the selectmen asking for permission. Some of the things we've discussed in years past, we do have a, by signing the permission slip automatically takes any liability from the town. There is a state law that states that, but on top of that, the previous attorney asked us to, I want to make sure I word it correctly, agreement to identify and hold arms that we do have notarized the day of the sign up. I do have a notary here. I volunteer my time to come in with a couple other guys, and we vet everybody who comes in, make sure that they're Bethel residents. They have to show picture ID or license. So it can only be town residents. I work with the clerk's office because after that, all the information goes back there. Used to be Eileen, but I know she's retired now, so I think Lisa's taking over some of it. I work with them, so if anybody comes in with questions or they can't answer them, they have my cell phone number. So I work with them on that. We talked a couple years ago about putting signs up at the entrances to both properties so that we knew what was going on. Already got in line to update those before the season starts in the middle of September to the current dates. I think it changes by like one day back and forth every year. So I already had that set up with a sign company to donate them to us. You have any questions for me about the?
Please make sure they know the boundaries. Every year we have
Yes, sir.
someone wander onto our property and, try being polite about it, but
Yeah.
I don't let my friends on my property, so I certainly don't want strangers on my property.
I don't know. You're entitled to your privacy.
It's
I don't blame you
It's
one
just,
bit.
it's, there's a lot of kids that play back there and stuff, so
Yeah.
I fully support you guys using the property. I think it's great that Bethel residents get to, use these two big pieces of property we have, but we just make sure everyone is familiar with the boundaries.
Yes, sir.
They're
And
gonna be
we
out
do
there.
give them a copy of a map.
Yep.
So I will go over, I think I already talked to Lisa. I'm gonna meet with her Thursday night to go over the paperwork. I'll see if I need to update that map in any way. Maybe we can make it more clear for them.
Well, they all have apps now on their phone.
They all have
Should
apps.
Tell them where they are.
But at least they can't say we didn't give them something that shows them the boundaries.
Like I
So
said,
I will review that with her and make sure that it is clear. I could do that for you.
Only comment, fully support you guys. I think it's great that people are outdoors and using our open
Yeah.
space.
I'm curious about how many deer do you take out a year?
So they're required to report everything to the state. I asked them to report to me. I can tell you right now, last year, I had two gentlemen take a deer off of Terre Haute, and one gentleman took 2 deer out of Chestnut. That's all that was reported to me.
Okay.
Now, other gentlemen could have taken it, but they're only obligated by law to report it to the state.
Yeah.
And the state doesn't break it. The state will tell me how many deer were shot in Bethel, but they don't break it up to what property in Bethel.
Gotcha.
So like a Blue Jay Orchards, any of these other private areas, it's just gonna show Bethel.
How many does Bethel average a year? You know what the average is for?
I think last year was like 54 for the year. If I remember
And
correctly.
you know what the population is in Bethel?
I do.
They have an
Deer, no, I
estimated-
do not know that, no. I can find it out.
Are they still, I mean, I assume they're still considered overpopulated.
Still considered overpopulated, yeah. So this will help with Lyme's disease, it'll help with the car accidents.
Sure.
And it just thins the herd out. That makes it easier for them to survive the winters and whatnot, because that's when they don't have any food.
Sundays are a no-go, or do they change that?
Sundays are archery only. Sundays are archery only, and the archery season does carry into January, and I did put the dates in the bottom of the application or letter, if you want to say, so you know.
Yeah.
But it is archery only on those days. And even the gun seasons are only roughly 3 weeks long. So most of the guys that do this work, so there's really only like 3 or 4 days that they can actually go out there and hunt. Unless they're out there with a bow and arrow, and then you don't hear them anyways.
Do you guys not release the birds during deer season, or do they still do the power
That's through
lines?
Bethel Fish and Game. Yeah, they still do this through
They
there.
still do that?
Yeah, so that also kills part of your morning if you're out there deer hunting and they come through pheasant hunting. So
All right.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Any questions for Rich from you?
Yeah, I just got a quick question. We have a herd in our backyard. And they just, a couple fawns were just born. Is, the fawns grow enough in the 3 months or 2 months to?
they do. Most hunters, if you're a true hunter, if you're looking for meat, you're not going to shoot a small fawn.
Yeah, no, I'm not shooting a fawn, but the mother.
Yeah, they'll
If they're next to the fawn, would they shoot it? I don't know, I was just
And
curious.
some gentlemen would. It might be myself personally, no. A lot of guys, if you see a baby with the mother, you let it go.
Yeah, okay.
Because to be 100% honest with you, that's considered a breeding doe. So you don't want to take that out of the herd because that's going to make more.
Yeah.
You want to get the mother that's single by herself because she did have a baby. So that's the one you want to take out.
Is that something in your rules?
There's nothing in the rules on that, no. Unfortunately, there's nothing in the
Yeah.
rules. There's no size limit or anything in the rules on
I was just curious.
If you see a hunter do that, do you make fun of them and?
that. 100%.
Punish them? That's good. Good for me.
Put it this way, the work is the same no matter how big the deer is. There's a lot of work. And everybody always says the work doesn't start till you pull the trigger. That's when everything starts. So
Okay. I move that we approve the 2024 Bethel Control Deer Hunt in accordance with the schedule and documents submitted to the Board of Selectmen.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Frank, for being here.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome to take off or sit here, enjoy the festivities.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Frank, thanks for taking the sun.
Thank you, guys.
Outstanding. Okay. Okay, next up. So, I move that we approve the bid award for the cleaning services at Town of Bethel facilities. Name on here.
Uncle Sam's contract.
Uncle Sam's contract, there it is, right there. Uncle Sam's contractors. In the amount of $191,440. Second. Okay. And yes, we have, I think we have Eric Swenson is on board. Eric, if you'd like to give the rundown.
Sure. Hey, everyone. You can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, I guess I would kind of summarize this to say this was really a financial move. Our current cleaning contractor, Custom Care, which we've had for many years before I got here, they're super. They're great, and they're very responsive. We call them up and they're on top of things right away. And the reason I even bring that up is because they did not come in as a low bidder. Uncle Sam's did. So when Uncle Sam's did, we wanted to make sure that they were as thorough as Custom Care. So we went through every building with them, went through every single item in the scope to make sure that everything's covered, and it is. So all that is to say, although we will miss Custom Care, we really, I guess you could say, we put Uncle Sam through the ringer in a sense, really thoroughly went through everything in their bid. So we're confident that they're covering everything that we've done. And, I guess, I don't know. Is there anything else you want me to cover, Dan? I do want to point that out.
So, I'll say to the Board of Selectmen, when this came across my radar months and months ago, it's a $200 and some $1,000 contract. Despite how good of a job they did, I couldn't in good conscience not take the bid, obviously. So I certainly didn't come for a bid. We went out for it. And everything I've heard about the prospective contractor is good. One thing they've actually gone and looked at some of the other stuff we're going to want to do long term as well, and they've been very reasonable with that. So I'm not necessarily included in this bid, but it sounds like they're going to be a really good company to work with. This was then subsequently approved last Friday from the procurement committee. So in accordance with the charter, so everything is good to go. Any questions?
Did we want to look at the extras for the extra work at this time, or is that something that?
So because they're extras, we can always work with them within our budget. It does fall within our current budget to do those extra things, so we need to. But I don't think it would be appropriate to, basically include this in both. Then it'd be almost like changing a bid. So the bid is what it is, and then we just know they'll work with us other stuff.
Eric, how long a contract is this?
This is it's an annual contract. Let me see. We had I gotta refresh my memory. I think it was 3 years with an option to renew up to 5.
And is there an escalator in it, or they're guaranteeing this price for 3 years?
I think it's guaranteed. Of course, I don't have that in front of me. I can confirm that. I don't.
No, just my only fear is someone comes in low year 1 and then year 2 they,
No, I'm pretty sure it's the same price for 3 years, but I'd have to double check.
I recall it be that way.
How,
When I looked at the contract.
how far away was our current cleaner? What was their bid?
They came in at 207.
So you only 2 cleaning companies bid it.
Oh no, there were 5. There were 5 bids, but the one that we currently use happened to be the second lowest bidder.
There were a couple that were ridiculously high, as I recall.
Yeah, so I'll give you the spread. Uncle Sam's came in at 191. Custom Care is who we currently use. They came in at 2078. Then there was one at 213, one at 262, and the big whopper came in almost at $1 million at 947.
That was the one.
Yeah, that was the outlier.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, doing something. Any further questions, thoughts?
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Yes,
With your permission?
I will give you the floor.
I have a concern with background checks for cleaners that work in our buildings. They have to go through rigorous, and we have the same guy now forever. And he's absolutely tremendous.
Sorry you lost him.
No, but I just want to make sure that that company
They may.
knows that they have to do backgrounds and stuff. They have to be able to work.
We've talked about it.
Okay.
Whoever comes has to go through your rigorous, all that. Now, there's also that we're kind of hoping maybe this company will hire some of the current staff.
No, I'm not questioning the decision. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that the company that you guys reward knows that they have to
Yeah.
do all that.
And I'll double check Derek. We spoke about it.
Yes,
It is clear.
yes, they're aware. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to go through everything. So, no worries. Okay. No, I understand they're a good company, but I know your guys particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping that like Maria down here somehow gets an offer. She's terrific. And we've only had one issue, I think, the whole time.
Yeah.
With the other company. We had one gentleman who borrowed a phone cable and I had to let him go. But I can't believe you don't do that. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, as soon as they found out, they got rid of him immediately.
And they're still there.
They
TV
flickered,
went black
they
for a
flickered and
second.
they came back.
You guys all okay?
That was
Yeah, sure.
power's still on.
Okay, that's my move. That's my move. You can move here, right?
Actually, slow down. I don't want to walk to my truck.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so we have a motion on the table. I'll try your minds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, next up, and I move that we approve the purchase, excuse me, I'll say this. I move that we recommend to the Board of Finance the purchase of tasers in the amount not to exceed $44,000 from CNR for the Bethel Police Department for the 2024-2025 subscription. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. I'm going to let the chief kind of outline what's going on, 'cause I think we spoke about this during the budget. No, we did, we put it in capital. Or we left it in
Oh,
capital.
it's got to go to operating.
Yeah, it should go to operating.
Yeah,
next year.
every year. you gotta-
So,
Yeah.
to give you a little history, recent history, originally I had it in the operating budget going in. And it was decided that we should go try to get it capital instead of down. Kind of going back into putting at least the first year out of capital, but then put it in the operating, because it's a 5-year contract.
And I mean, you're gonna have to do this for this forever,
Yeah,
right?
pretty
I
much.
mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty much the law, right?
Just, I don't want to bore you too much with it, but any questions? I mean, our tasers that we have now are like 3 generations old. There's, this model is a Taser 10, and there's one before this called Taser 7. Taser 7 is a little bit less money, but they're going to be phased out very soon too. And there was issues with them. I know Brian knows this better than you guys, but Taser 7 had 2 different cartridges, a short distance cartridge and a long distance cartridge. This new one, Taser 10, instead of having a cartridge with the 2 probes, it's got 10 that are single shot. So you shoot the first one, and then you shoot the second one. You miss the second one, you shoot the third one. You get the, so it's greater distance and higher velocity as well. So it penetrate deeper close.
Do they still have cameras, or your body camera basically covers it now? So you don't. need
They
to
have
put
ones with
taser-
cameras, but these
Yeah, the body cam basically. I think we were on the Taser 2.0 when
What one's now X26.
X26, yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, I remember.
And the problem is what we have now, the warranty ran out about a year ago. They don't recommend using anything that's more than 5 years old. A lot of them are over 5 years old or so, because they half of them are probably 7 years plus. I looked it up today. Probably the other quarter is 5 years, and then there's some that we bought some like 3 or 4 years ago that we got new officers. So there's a
It's
few.
important that they look. And you have to get recertified in these because it's a new
Yes,
model, or?
yeah, and this includes, so this contract, there's no additional cost for anything during 5 years. All the training cartridges, all the replacement cartridges, Any repair to anything, any replacement batteries includes everything. There's no additional costs.
Yes, but
Okay.
I'm good.
I'll say we also had a conversation about other kinds of non-lethal force. Tasers are the standard. I don't think there's a way around it, and there's only one company really that does this anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be, what was it, Carbon Arms, and they got sued. Remember when
Yeah,
they
and then there's
tried coming
another
out?
one called phaser or something.
Yeah, they all got sued.
And there's different like, types of technology that you see here and there, there are pepper balls, and
Do you carry pepper spray? Do you carry the OC?
we did, yes.
Okay.
Questions from you?
Yeah, I just, what was your motion for not to exceed 44,000? Where's the number coming from?
So basically,
The back page.
the back page, you have the,
That piece is
it's actually not the
47.6.
back page, it's page number 2. If you look at the top, November 2024, $43,080.17. Up ahead, bucks.
This one right
The back of the one. There you go.
Okay,
So right there, what you see is the 5-year plan.
okay, so this is just for one.
This is just for 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No? Okay, we have a motion on the floor. I'll try to mind, so I'll go with the aye.
All right.
Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, next up. We'll go ahead and let you kind of go over what the vehicle is and the plan. Well, I'll give the heads up to start here. We had 2 vehicles in the budget. We ordered those 2 vehicles already. We had really kind of all this together and more finance said we would do 2 more vehicles, whether it's CNR or how we pay for it. This is one of those. It's the first of the 2. Right now, we're recommending come out of CNR, and the reason we're doing it now is that both get here until January. So it's time to get it ordered. Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, it might technically be here for January, but before we get it outfitted and everything else, the thing with cars now is they all just come in a squirt. It's not like before you just like, oh, I can get a car, I'm gonna go order it and sit in the lot somewhere. The Chevys, for example, they make them, they all ship them at the same time, that's it for the year. So if you don't jump on the opportunity to get the third one now, you might have to really push it back. So we have the opportunity to get the third one. And we can reassess after calendar year where we have to see if we slow the fourth one around.
This is a Tahoe.
This is another time.
My understanding, the Fords are backed up anyway.
Yeah, they did have some come in, but most of them are back after the first of the year. So they're harder to get for some reason.
We're getting out of those one.
It's a good question. Yeah, I think a lot's gonna have to do with how much electric is pushed, to be honest with you. The Chevy has something that's coming out, electric version. Ford tried the hybrid. It didn't work out well. Bolton got a few of them, I got one. Yeah, all kinds of issues with it.
Remember the old propane car? Westport had 3 of them.
But, so I don't know what's gonna be pushed as far as like the requirements for electric go. You know, we're gonna be 5-10 years from now. I don't see how they can do electric in this car. But if there's ever technology to do it, maybe they check.
Probably.
Tahoe's, I was at roll call today with this sergeant, and we had, what, 4 of them on the road now, 4 or 5, and I surveyed the guys, and they're just holding up better. They respond a little bit better when you have to drive them, and we're having all kinds of issues again with food service. We have a car that's only around us June 17th.
How many cars are
Down right now,
Down.
so the 2 that boards down because of their condition. We're both waiting for the same part. So that's another big problem.
Any questions? Okay. Do we have an amount?
So I don't have everything, but I would say the safe amount would be about 72. Not to exceed 72.
And that's all in, that's with the.
Yeah, I think it's more like 70, but to be safe, because lettering, it seems like something always pops up. That should be included with lettering on the new equipment.
I move that we recommend to the Board of Finance purchase of a police vehicle from CNR in an amount not to exceed $72,000.
And then just to clarify that, it's on the state contract price.
Yes.
So yes.
That should be a kind of a done deal.
Well, I just want to make sure that you know for your record.
Did you guys transfer like the habits and all that stuff over?
It depends on,
Whether it's a Ford, but the Tahoe for Tahoe, you'll try and transfer what you can over.
Like some of the light bars will be able to transfer over, but then probably with this car, the light bar might fit if it's a new SENCOM, whatever they call the controls inside is outdated and has to be replaced and won't work with the old light bar.
Now, do you have your integrator do that, or did Chevy set it up for you in the factory?
The specialty does it.
Oh, Kim does it?
That's what we do.
Now, I know we're, very soon we're taking one of the old Tahoes and sending over to the, so yeah. Can any of the stuff come off that? to this?
Yeah, we'll be able to use for whatever they want.
Okay, I don't know about your timing.
Yeah, no, we'll try to time it out. That's
$72.
Yep.
Where do you get your Chevy from?
Right now it's Northwest Totes. That's who has the state contract.
Only one dealer has?
No, you could get them, like, you can get them
Anyway.
from Ingersoll,
Oh.
but they Northwest Hills will put a huge order every year, because they have the state contract. And we've had good relationship with them in the last couple of years. And
Okay, with that, I'll very much. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. I move that we approve the purchase of a battery operated ventilation saw from ARPA funds in the amount of $3,295.
Second.
Okay, so the background is, Chief, you will give us a quick.
Sure, it's, what we have right now, both departments have, gas operated. So,
Are you okay? That's okay.
yeah. This one saw is gonna be used by both departments to see if this is the way for us to go. With battery operated ventilation saws for the future. And if the gas saws are out, we'll just replace them in the time with this particular saw and bring it. It's a good saw. They use it. They like the use of it. You don't have to put oil in it, you don't have to put gas in it. You know, you take the spare battery with you when you go to do ventilation work or a wall, whatever. So if the battery runs out, you just take the battery out, put the battery in, and keep going. It's not like you gotta take it, the fuel in it, you know. You don't have to do that whole thing. I like it too because, well, I'll get you the exact, but they said they'll last quite a bit.
So you have chargers on the truck?
The charger will be right on the truck. That's correct. The big thing I like too is, and you guys know this. Since I've been chief, I've come to you guys for a lot of fire a year. I cover here. You spill gasoline or oil on it. One, I have to send it out to get clean. You can't just clean that in-house. Two, you brag that it's gonna get all that out of it. If it doesn't, they won't even send it back to me. I didn't even get an opportunity to see it's gone.
The current ones you have now are,
That's-
they're two-stroke? And do they, it's just
They're-
a circular, it's like a big circular
they're
saw, it's like a
roller, yeah.
rescue saw?
They're rotary, they're big circular saw. We also have chainsaws, and they actually have battery operated chainsaws out there, so. And we still need to get one of those, so they're kind of checking that one out. You can share that with us to check it out. We're getting the rotary one that we're gonna share back and forth to make sure that that's the way we get it. Like I said, I just like it because you're not dealing with fluids anymore. Spillage and everything else, because if you get it on gear. I put lose that set again.
How many batteries does it come with?
Two.
It's two enough?
For right now, I think so. I mean, we're gonna watch it and see what you actually get out of, you know, 'cause they'll tell you what you get out of it. We're gonna see what we actually get out of it.
What are they telling you the
You
last?
know, I'm sorry?
How long are they saying it? It'll last?
I would have to check with, the chief engineer. He has all those figures. But I told them the same thing down here, is we'll go with the 2 right now, but if the usage isn't there, we'll get a third battery. We do the same thing with the hearse equipment. We've gotten some other batteries. We have a battery bank in both in the truck, on the rescue truck. So you have more you can switch out. You know, a lot of the tools too, the electric tools on the rescue truck, we've gone to battery because and I don't want to say any specific brand in a meeting, but the brand we have, Stony Hill also has. So all the batteries now are interchangeable between the compartments. You know, we're on scene, they're on scene, and I need a battery for this drill or this circular saw that we're using. Over there, rig and grab a battery.
Okay.
So it just makes sense.
And I'll also finish up with this. The Bethel Volunteer Fire Department has $3,160.57 left in what we call the pre-approved money, and the 75,000 that went to each department and each.
Right.
So this is, right in there, it's only a couple bucks more.
Yeah.
We can note that Stony Hill went over some because of the improvement with the camera. Remember when they did the cameras, it was originally 6 grand, and then they had to do more, so it's in the ballpark. There'll be another thing, I think, coming to these guys, of about $550 eventually. We have to just find out with radios, what's going on.
Yeah, well,
we don't have to get into that now.
I did some figures while we were sitting here.
Yeah. So we're gonna handle that on the next one.
Okay,
Yeah,
we can do that.
All right. So with that, we have any further questions or discussion about? So,
I'd be curious to see if it compares to a gas powered saw.
well, I think probably an invitation for a demonstration.
I'll do it.
in order-
We're gonna put it through its.
Gentlemen, we were just tore our house down on Saturday. You guys could
I
have cut,
wish
you guys
we
could have
knew.
vented, although we hit 6 P's now, so I
Yeah.
don't think you guys would have had it up on the roof.
I
It
wish we
wasn't
knew,
good.
because I would have been handing you a piece of paper tonight too for a donation.
Yeah, I don't know, would it be appropriate that we amend it to make sure there's an invitation for the board of selectmen to attend?
Oh, you.
Or can we take him at his word?
No, I'd like to see it. I'm just
Yeah.
very sure. My friend switched to those battery chainsaws in Florida and he likes it. It's just, they run out quick, you're not getting a long cutting time on it. But they're
Yeah.
quiet. People like it because it's so quiet.
The other thing is the electric saw is not gonna choke out in smoke.
Yeah.
Which we've had happen before with the gas ones. Just happens.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Last up on the hip race. I move that we accept the second amendment to the Town of Bethel Employee Retirement Plan. Have a second. Okay, so, basically what was happening is, somebody could basically pass away, and there was concern that they wouldn't get the full amount that they actually put in the plan on their own. And it was kind of screwed up the way the wording of the plan was. You could literally have somebody who passes and they could lose their benefit. So this is very much a technical change, just to make sure that we're doing it and people do what they're supposed to.
The lawyers were good with it.
Lawyers are good with it.
All right.
Yeah. Any further questions? With that, I will try your minds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed, motion carries. All right, so, I guess we could, let's handle it the next meeting. We'll get this.
We can do that, because I did figures I can explain to you what's.
Yeah, it's easier to just give things coming out. I think.
I'm
Okay.
not going to Dr. Mike's.
Can I go down to Mike's?
No, not tonight.
Can I go down to Mike's? You go down to Mike's?
No.
I guess not. Okay, well, that I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Second?
There you go.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay, thanks, guys. I want to check those numbers, Chris, just to make sure that's like
Well, I think
5 minute and.
I think I
Get some lousy luck.
Yeah, I wish